That's weird. Yeah.
I wanted to let Brandon know that because it's kind of strange.
What happened?
Well, I couldn't get I have these little Sennheiser earbuds. You know what I'm talking about? Brandon, can you hear me?
The AirPods,
yeah. Oh, and they pair readily with my cell phone. They always did. I guess they use Bluetooth. And I tried to get them to pair with my iPad, and they wouldn't pair. And I turned off Bluetooth with my iPad. I did all kinds of stuff. So I went to this high-tech place center called Microsoft, and they showed me that you have to actually unpair it. Even if the Bluetooth is turned off, you have to still unpair it with your iPhone, because it can only pair with one device at a time with this particular system. You would think that if you turned off the Bluetooth, that it would do that, but it doesn't.
That's super weird.
There would it's not intuitive. You wouldn't know it unless somebody pointed it out to you.
Did they teach you how to do it?
Well, they did it, and I know how to do it. I know how to to unpair it from the cell phone. Yeah.
So it's all fixed now. It's all good.
Yeah, it's working now. Yeah. I'm trying to learn a 26 chapter video with the iPad to learn how to function a camera that I bought. I bought a Sony ILME hyphen what's it called, a FX6, which is a professional video camera. I got rid of the Black Magic because it didn't have autofocus and auto stabilization. I got this one, which all means nothing to you, I'm sure.
You had a book on your iPad, but you couldn't open the book.
That's hilarious.
No.
That was a 26-page. It's a 26-chapter book on his iPad.
Right. No, that I could open it, but I couldn't hear it on my ear pods. You couldn't hear the audio.
So you're trying to read a book to learn about a technology, but you couldn't hear the book because of the AirPods.
The video is done in. It's not done in reading. It's done in oral or verbal.
Ebook, branding.
Audio book.
And I didn't want to disturb Linda watching her TV. My audio coming in on the iPad. I wanted to be able to my earbuds. Yeah.
I got you, Grandpa Bart.
No one wants anything interrupted with a 26 chapter book, audio book.
Unbelievable how complicated it is.
Yeah.
That, we don't give credit when you see this big star and that big star. You don't give credit to the technical people that are behind the scenes that make it all work.
Yeah, the person that recorded that audio book is a true hero. Read 26 chapters.
A really smart guy.
No, I'm talking about whoever read that.
He's done productions for Disneyland and all the big companies. Really
Maybe Brandon or me or Sierra can get a job doing that.
An audiobook reading? Oh, the dream.
But if you had to read manuals.
Oh. I would love to read you a manual. If I was getting paid to read you a manual, I would read you every manual, man.
Oh, wow. 26 chapters of it.
I would read a 26-page manual. You think I won't?
Well, I read it, but I don't understand half of the nomenclature or the words, what they mean. So it doesn't help me.
For the videos, yeah. I feel like I'm always teasing you about the tech stuff, but when I'm, if God willing, when I'm 80, like I can't imagine what this shit's gonna be like and how far behind they'll feel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can only imagine for sure.
It'll probably be a lot of like implanted chip VR stuff that I'm like, how do you put the chip in your brain?
What do I touch? What do I touch on me?
How do I get back to my bedroom? I don't want to be in the safari anymore.
I feel like we're just gonna reject the technology altogether. We're just gonna be like, don't put anything in me that I didn't ask for or pay for. Like,
we're gonna be those old people. People are gonna be like, ugh,
that completely reject the science.
Get with the times.
The kids these days implanting chips into their brain.
Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah, it'll probably give them a couple extra years too.
Instead of having people at McDonald's doing 2 or 3 jobs at the same time, they'll have them doing 5 or 6. Collecting money, listening for orders and everything. They'll be able to do it all in their brain.
Just live stream your job at Subway.
Yeah.
Get bits while you're working.
There you are. Oh, I thought we'd have to do the show without you, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasting will be a thrill. Grandpa and chill, grandson and friends. Podcasting Grandpa and chill will be a thrill, grandson and friends. With your hosts, Grandpa Barton, Brandon Fox, Phines Jackson, and Sierra Dawes. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Hi, I'm Brandon Fox. You're listening to another episode of Grandpa and Chill. If you're watching the video stream, Phines is making an adorable face. I'm here with him. He's my amazing co-host. You can say your name, I guess.
Phines.
I'm gonna restart. Hi, I'm Brandon Fox. You're listening to another amazing episode of Grandpa and Chill. I'm here with my millennial co-host.
Okay. Phines.
My old AF boomer. Grandpa? What are you, silent? Yeah, my grandfather, and our amazing producer, as always. Give it up for.
Maybe we should just take a day and just define millennial. Maybe that would solve some problems.
Grandpa, do you know what millennial is?
Well, the millennium is every 1,000 years, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So somebody born after the year when the year 2000 began.
But when I introduce the millennial co-host, you always say Grandpa.
I'm not a millennial.
You are.
I wasn't born after 2000.
Yeah, but Grandpa's wrong. That's not. It's not what millennial means.
Tell me what it means.
It's in the bio of our show. So millennial, I'm being so mean, Grandpa. I'm sorry.
You've been lying to people about maybe millennial.
Millennial is I think it's like
Grandpa's definition makes so much sense to me.
It really does, but anybody born after 2000 non-millennial, they're Gen Z, right?
Mm.
You knew this, Grandpa?
Well,
what does Gen Z stand for?
Zoom. The Zoom generation.
I don't know. When was Zoom created?
Zoom was created like 4 years ago.
Joanna's gonna leave and just let's slam us on Twitter.
Let's get her in.
Joanna.
Hello? Oh.
Well, she's going to Twitter now.
You want to rage? She just wanted to say, "Oh, get out of there." While we're getting Joanna on, Grandpa. So a millennial is anyone from, I think it's like 95 to 85, something like that.
Still not a millennial.
Could be.
Or I'm gonna look this up. Uh, 1981 to 1996. So you are a millennial.
Oh, me.
1981 to 96.
Yeah, that's a millennial.
That's not even close to. That doesn't even make sense, Grandpa. I agree.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either.
Yeah,
hello?
Joanna.
Cool painting.
Hi, I'm Brandon Fox. You're listening to another amazing episode of Grandpa and Chill. I'm on with my millennial co-host.
Phines.
My
Grandpa.
Yeah. Same.
Is Sierra not a millennial?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm
a Zoomer.
No. What's between a Zoomer and a millennial? There's something else. That's me. It's not Y. I think my parents are Y. I'm
For millennial, I think it's
the Gen Z generation.
Gen Z starts mid 1990s until the early 2010s.
What is it?
Mid 90s to early 2010s.
Is who?
Gen Z. So millennial, then Gen Z, and then
wow, so
whatever they're gonna call.
I'm a Zoomer. All right, then catch me on TikTok and OnlyFans at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure that works.
All right. Okay, wait. So what's after? Okay, wait. This says Gen Z ends after 2012. So do they just not have a name yet? They don't have a name yet. Okay, it just says Alpha.
Did Joanna exit out, or she's just?
I think she's still having technical difficulties. I keep telling people in our emails not to use a phone.
Was she on her phone?
Work.
Is that what that was?
Because it doesn't want to record. It doesn't want to save your recordings when you're on your phone, and it doesn't want to keep you in the call when you're on the phone. Yeah. That's why when Steve was on here a couple weeks ago, he kept going in and out. Phone. They don't like phones here.
Got you.
Don't like phones.
Don't like phones.
I'll start putting that in bold in my emails.
We don't like phones.
They're not getting. Let's see.
I watched. Well, it was in the background at my house, but I watched 10 Things I Hate About You and Fantasia.
The Heath Ledger version.
Yeah.
Oh, and then so good.
Fantasia is the one with Mickey Mouse in it.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I'll be honest, I got bored halfway through Fantasia.
It is so long, yo.
It's so
that's
long.
why. Yeah.
It is a very, very long movie. It's not even that it's all music. It's just like it's a very long music.
It's just like strobe effects for half of it, like just like flowers blooming in animation for like hours. Grandpa, you saw it in theaters, right?
What did you say about theaters?
You saw Fantasia in theaters, right?
I don't believe so.
Disney's Fantasia.
If I did, I don't remember it.
What's the first movie you saw?
Okay.
First movie, The Beast and Five Fingers.
The Beast and Five
Are you serious?
Sounds terrifying.
Sounds like a joke.
One of the
that sounds scarier than me.
Was it
about this hand that played the piano? Just a hand.
You did mention that before.
I see.
And I was afraid to go to a movie after that for like 10 years.
Damn.
When you were a kid, what was the movie theater like? Was it black and white, or?
I think it was better then than now. You'd go to the theater, they'd drop us off at 5 years old at the theater by ourselves. And you'd had no advertising. You'd have the funnies, and then you'd have maybe Popeye or something like that. Then maybe 20 minutes of that. Then you'd have like just Superman or some action hero figure, and then the main movie. And
was it in black and white or it was in color?
Well, some films I think they were black and white. I can't remember that. I don't remember.
Gotcha.
But I was lucky. I had a friend whose father owned several movie theaters in Philadelphia. He used to take us to the films for free, and then also we would get to see films when they first came out before the general public saw them. We could view them. They would ask us questions about what we thought about the film.
I have two guests here. I have Joanna attempting to return, and I have Chandler, who is on time.
Awesome. So we can try and get both, and definitely Chandler on at least, right?
All right.
Testing one.
Joanna, are you able to hear us now? Can you hear us, Chandler?
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can
Sure.
just barely hear Chandler.
I can move it closer. Is this better?
Fucking end with
Oh,
this
that's better.
prick.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I should try
Yeah.
again.
That'll be on air, baby.
Like that.
Fight until the
That's a
end.
bad idea.
All right.
Yo, what? We love that.
Hi.
I'm just gonna hold it. Okay. Hi everyone.
Okay.
How are you?
That sounds great. How you doing, Chandler?
Okay. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Amazing. Right before that fucking Joanna's back.
You can do it, Joanna.
I'm trying.
Motherfucker.
I'm trying.
Can you hear us now?
Maybe. Okay, maybe if I put in chat, Joanna.
Such a prick
No, don't
There's
do that.
no
Joanna,
word.
no.
to describe.
Joanna.
Such a monster.
La la la.
Joanna, use your computer.
You are such a monster.
No, don't do that. It's gonna
Such
make it
a
worse.
fucking monster.
Well, maybe she's not on her phone.
Maybe she.
Whoa.
I'm not gonna let her back in.
No,
but I
please,
think,
Sierra, please, I beg you.
What
you have
I
to.
think is happening is she's watching that Five Fingers and a Beast movie.
Right before
maybe
you got
he
on,
came
Chandler, we were talking about the first film Grandpa ever saw in theaters,
Ooh,
and then this ensued like about
about
60 seconds ago.
Oh, so she wasn't on at that time.
No,
She was trying to get on.
She's been
You just witnessed the
attempting
panic.
to.
We're all on the same page. Okay.
We're on
I
the same
thought
page.
It was either that or like that was her reaction to the first movie that he'd seen. I'm just like, you fucking
You
prick.
fucking monster.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You know.
So
It
how
happens.
are you? How's
I'm
it going?
I know,
I
right?
can't complain. How are you all?
Great.
I'm good.
Good. I will say, I don't know. Am I allowed to say your first name, Grandpa? I've been listening and I've never heard it
Absolutely, yeah.
said.
Mhm.
Barton, or do you say the
Well,
T, or
thank
do you
you,
like
Chandler?
Barton?
Was that a camera I saw in your hand?
This is my microphone. I'm gonna hold
you
it
didn't
like
have a camera before. Oh, okay.
No, I'm using my computer. Do you have a special setup? It kind of looks like you do. You look like you're a gamer.
No, just
That's hilarious.
Gamer. Yes.
Grandpa's big
Grandpa
on the
gamer.
Warcraft. Yeah.
Yeah. Back in my day, we did
I know.
Warcraft in person.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
Whoa,
where are you
dude.
located, Chandler?
I'm in
We're-
Astoria, Queens.
Oh, what?
Same here.
Yeah?
Again.
Are you? You're in Astoria for real?
I'm in Astoria, Queens.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! What's
Both of
up?
you right now.
What's
Wave
up?
out the window. Link up.
Hello.
Wait, can I ask what's like a landmark for you? Are we nearby?
A landmark. I mean,
You're looking around your room.
yeah. I was like,
There's a basketball in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that basketball. I've seen it
yeah.
before.
I assume. Yeah. I mean, I live right next to a school.
Okay, I won't dox you. I'm just curious if we're like close to each other.
Astoria Park. I live really close to
Oh,
Astoria
okay.
Park.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool.
Yeah. I used to live above the Shady Lady on 30th Avenue. in
Yeah.
Astoria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's close to
Yeah.
me right now. That's.
Oh,
I
cool.
love 30th. I feel like that's the place to be.
It was amazing.
Fancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're 20 minutes from anywhere. You're like
Right.
perfectly
Yeah.
centralized.
It's really close to Manhattan. Like compared to going to Brooklyn, it's so much. It's so quick to Manhattan, and then
Yeah, going to Brooklyn is a
terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even a thing.
If I ever moved back, I would never live in Williamsburg again and definitely live in Astoria first.
It's a hidden gem. Everyone
Apartments
stops.
are bigger too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's cheaper and better. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Where are you now, Brandon?
I moved to Georgia, so I'm in Atlanta.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
To
cool.
you.
What about you, Gramps?
He's asleep.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Where do you live? Where are
He
you?
can only be called a fucking prick so many times.
Outside Philadelphia, I'm in what they call suburban Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Lower Merion. Are you familiar with Philadelphia at all?
I've been, yeah. A little bit. I've been to Philly, not really around it.
Yo, who do you think Joanna was talking to? Was it?
It had to be your computer, right?
Yeah, I think it was a
Just
computer.
you couldn't get on. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if that's your first impression to someone? I mean, I guess they'd remember you.
I thought she would like it said she was using her phone, but then when I was hearing like the smacks, it
She was
sounded like
hitting
she was
something
just
fast.
smashing the computer.
I bet she was. I bet she was trying to do. Maybe she just logged into her phone still, try to get on the computer and it wasn't picking up, and she was just like, you know, and
Maybe.
probably her computer has a male name.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to continue the small talk, but I do feel like I should include Sierra. Where do you live?
I'm in Illinois, in the Great Midwest.
Oh, no.
Chicago
Okay.
area.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
you're like, oh, Illinois.
I just need
She's
to.
Illinois.
I just need to move. I am Illinois.
okay.
I am Illinois. I'm so Illinois. That's beautiful.
Oh, good.
That's
I'm glad
I
you
like that a lot. I'm Illinois.
Puns.
I couldn't stand the cold year round for sure.
I've learned over the last 2 or 3 years that I'm not an angry person. The cold makes me angry.
Ah,
Yeah.
The cold makes me actually angry. And
Do you ever
so-
get so cold that you just like yell in public?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh
I
yeah, me
haven't yet.
neither. Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
yet. But once I come into a warm space, I take all my shit off and I'm like, what the tired of all that. Okay.
I like to touch things that are cold so I can feel something sometimes.
I have someone in the waiting room.
Is it Joanna?
Probably.
Oh my god, I hope so. Yeah.
All right, it'll work out.
Right before. Well, I'll give this a second.
Hey,
Joanna,
Hear
can you
us.
hear us?
Please.
damn. Uh-oh. This feels like Toy Story.
I don't want to play with you.
We're left for dead on the table.
A POV from the toy.
Like we blew a fuse or something.
What's okay. What else were we talking about?
We're talking
Well-
about Pride.
Oh yeah, Pride.
Pride.
Hell yeah. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Have you been in New York to the Pride parade?
Yeah. I went my first summer and I don't remember why I haven't since. Honestly, I think it's hot and I don't love crowds, but I do love the celebration of it.
Yeah. There's so much of an
Have you?
excuse to not. I went. Yeah, the not last year, but the year before that. But yeah, I'm the same way. I could do without parades in general. It's too many people. But I guess I like the candy that they throw. That's nice free
Candy?
stuff. I don't mind parades. I'm more of a people watcher. I think I'd be one of the people that stands up from my apartment and watches a parade.
Yeah.
That seems like more fun.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think
Do you
like
like the
crowds.
candy because what?
Oh no, go ahead.
What about
I
the
was just
candy?
gonna ask, do you like the candy because it's shaped in certain ways? Or are you just
Yeah.
like generic candy?
I mean, if it's in the shape of genitalia, I would like it even more, I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Just give it that much sweeter taste, I suppose. Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, it's festive.
Right. Cool.
I get it. One thing bad about it, I think candy shaped like anything for Pride is that you'll see it in your house. It's not like, if you have candy sitting out, it's okay for it because it doesn't have an expiration date and people have it. But if it's like a Pride penis candy, people will know that's old.
The expiration date.
So if you
I'm just saying, like, if I had a candy bowl and it had like Pride candy in it, and you'll go, "Oh, Phines, is this from last year?" And I go, "Obviously, it's they only come around. There's only colorful penises once a year." So
You want people to think that you have fresh candy at all times.
yeah,
It's Finus's biggest priority in relationships. Well, my question was like, would you guys feel comfortable going back into a crowd right now? Like I know Sierra is no, but
Emphatically shaking her head.
how big is? Yeah, I go to a baseball game or an outdoor event.
yeah,
I would go to an outdoor event.
like if I'm in like a 200 person crowd, even if I'm walking down the street, I still feel like Like I'm like logically like, okay, I know I'm good. We're outside and I'm that all that stuff. But then my body still, it's like all the trauma or whatever of the last year. I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna feel like back to normal, you know?
Do you guys have any kind of a tired feeling?
Tired?
Like all the time, or just now?
Your energy is sapped, or you're lively and.
Is this regards to COVID or regards to our aging?
What makes you say it's aging?
Because we're on Grandpa and Show.
That's true. That's true.
we were talking before about what a millennial was, because Grandpa thought it would be after the year 2000, but it's not. It's before. Yeah.
I think, right? Like 99 and
95, 96, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Which really doesn't make sense, though, now that I've heard it. Hey, Grandpa, you got to put the mic. I didn't hear what you said because the mic's too low.
I forgot already what I said.
That's okay.
You're talking about being tired.
Yeah. You're talking about being tired.
One problem that I'm having, first of all, I have a little bit of a hearing problem, but also the volume is not high, and I haven't figured out yet how to get it up. It's there, but it's not real high for me. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. It makes it a little more difficult for me to hear what's going on. But Chandler, what kind of profession are you in?
I'm an actor.
I see.
Like 90% in New York.
Are you getting work at this time?
I am. This is actually the most I've worked since moving here a few years ago. I feel like to put my own personal bright side of the pandemic was that everyone kind of fled the city, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll take your jobs, please.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So it's been fun. Lots of networking.
Yeah,
I'm very proud of all the projects I've been on have been super safe. Like I've never been like, oh, you should not be behaving like this. So I'm glad it's been. Oh my God, that sigh. She's still good.
Are we able to
stage or what type of?
I started out adamant about theater, and that's part of why I moved here in New York. But film kind of snuck up on me, and now that's been my big focus as of late. Do you act?
Only in the shower. No.
Do you do monologues in your shower?
No. As a matter of fact, I was given the lead in a camp play when I was a young kid, and I totally froze up. I couldn't get a word out of my mouth. It's very embarrassing.
That's hard to get over. I'm sorry.
But I like to sing and dance, but I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy doing it.
Hey, have fun. That's all that matters.
Do you sing?
I do, yeah.
Do you dance?
Yeah. I can't. That's gotta work a little bit harder, but I feel like my pro is that I'll be the hardest working one there, and I'll figure it out.
I'm just curious as a person that doesn't really know that much about that part of the arts. Let's say you're a person that really hasn't had a lot of training in dancing, but you have a part that you have to do to dance. How long does it take you to pick up a routine as an actor?
I mean, I guess it depends.
Fairly decent at it, good enough.
Oh, you mean like the style itself, not just like the day you learn it?
If somebody said to you, I want you to do modern jazz or hip hop or ballet or whatever, tap dancing. How long would it take you to master that well enough to have it on a film or on stage?
Ooh, I'd say as long as they give me to do it. But I don't know, like when I was in high school, we did 42nd Street, which is a big tap heavy show. And there were like 3 dancers in the school, and they were like, all right, y'all, you got the summer, figure it out. And it was great. Like all 30 of us who were auditioning just went to tap classes every week and just made it happen. But I guess to answer your question, I don't know, because like when you go in for an audition, they're like, cool, you get like 30 seconds and then you got to do it, fake it till you make it kind of thing. But I mean, and then other people who are like dancers would be like, oh, it's taken my entire life. What do you mean? I'm never proud. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Never proper, never perfect. Yeah, we got to keep fighting for it. So I don't know. I'm just going to talk around it until I give you my answer.
So Brandon, if you were offered a job and you had to, let's say, do ballet, how long would it take you to get proficient enough to go up and do some ballet?
For people's eyes not to bleed, or what are we talking? Right? I would do it now. Like, I love dancing and I love singing. It's just like I sent in this tape for something hilarious where I had to sing like 3 weeks ago, and it's supposed to be really like serious and cool, and it was like the funniest thing I've ever sent in. I mean, it's like, so I think it's more of a talent than a skill, you know? But
yeah, some people definitely have it more naturally than others. I got a pal, and I remember being in high school or whatever, and she like has the splits like past the point of no return. And I was like, how long did it take you to get that? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I just was kind of born with it. I was like,
right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Singing's hard because it's one of those things where it's like you open your mouth and does it sound good or not? You know, I don't know. Yeah. But how is it? Like you said, you've been doing musical theater currently, or?
I'm not in any projects now, but it's starting to reopen. So I've got some auditions and stuff lined up that I'm.
Yeah, that's shocking to me because I know that like they're like technically opening, but I would have figured it's like very few things would actually be able to like get the money together and like.
Such a sleaze bag. The biggest fucking sleaze bag that ever lived. The biggest fucking sleaze bag that walked this planet is him.
Oh, maybe it's a drama she's watching.
Just talking and
it's a drama.
No?
It's a drama. Yeah, I don't think she knows.
She's watching TV, right?
Yeah, turn it off.
I texted Sierra asking if we could mute her. I don't think we can.
Probably can kick her though.
Wait.
You're muted, Sierra.
Well, she was supposed to be on the show, right?
Before the slot before. It's not like she came.
Was that Joanna just now that I heard?
Let me disconnect.
That was.
Joanna, I can't disconnect you, girl.
You can disconnect.
It's okay. It's always nice to have a heckler in the
Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes.
I emailed her and said we'd reschedule her.
Oh, so she was talking about you.
I think that might be. No. It's been this since right before you got on was when this started. So we haven't been able to like get the proper interview.
It kind of looks like God speaking. Sorry, because it's light.
It does.
Yeah. That's what God says to me.
This fucking prick.
That's what I assume God's gonna say to me when I'm like,
bro, I'm devastated.
I'm like, talk to him.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. So I thought that she was just mad that it wasn't working on her end, but she doesn't even know this is happening.
Well, I don't know why
she knows it's not working. Maybe she got the email. I don't know.
All right. Well,
it's cool.
I have 2 more.
You know what? We never
post productions for.
She can stay. She's welcome. Come as you are. So. You never answered about your crowds and how you feel about those, Chandler. How do you feel about crowds?
I've kind of jumped back into real life with the gusto, I would say. Because I took it so seriously throughout the worst of it. Like, lost friends because they were out and partying. And I was like, you don't respect human life. Like, what are you doing? So then as soon as we got the all clear, I was like, listen, I've been good. I don't care if strangers think I'm an anti-masker. Like, if we're safe, you're safe. Everyone's okay. Like, I'm just going to jump back in. So the first day was weird. Like, people would come near me and I would like kind of flinch. But I think I've done it enough that I'm kind of back in that old headspace. But the other day I was walking down the street and I sneezed and I'm trying to like sneeze into my mask. I'll have it out. And people like turned and like stared me down suspiciously. I'm like, I'm fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I've seen people take it off to sneeze. And I'm like, that defeats the entire purpose.
I'm going to start pretending to sneeze when people are getting on my nerves. That's a great idea, Chandler.
Love that. bring some water with you too and like spray it?
No, my God.
Droplets.
That'd be terrible.
Droplets.
I would probably,
yeah.
honestly,
Viral
that's bad.
load.
I probably would get my ass beat.
Oh yeah. If someone sprinkled me with some type of water and was like viral load,
you go to jail. That's like
one of those messed up like YouTuber pranks where they pretend to cough on somebody. That's a beating. But we gotta get our next guest in. Okay. Chandler, do you have any last thoughts?
I feel so bad, by the way, that all this happened during your slot, but I would love to like have you back and like have like a proper feature.
Hell yeah. I mean, I feel like we still had a good chat regardless.
We
got some extra laughs.
Yeah.
We had an adventure for certain.
We did. It was so lovely to meet you all. Thank you so much. I know this has been like a long time coming, so I'm so glad it finally worked out.
Yes,
thank you so much, Chandler.
Thanks for coming on, Chandler.
Have a good night.
I gotta hang up and let it tell me that I'm clear, right?
I'm gonna try to disconnect you, but just keep the wind.
Copy that. Okay.
You're the best. Thank you so much.
Right back at you. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for coming on, Chandler.
Okay, so that worked.
Yeah.
Why are you not? It's half.
Before we get anybody on, we gotta solve it. I gotta.
Does she have her? Did she put her number in the email? I'm just gonna call her.
Yeah, it's probably best.
Yeah.
Just tell her.
We're going to hear the phone conversation from Joanna's speaker.
No, we're not.
Oh, you might.
Let's hear it.
We will. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Grandpa's not.
Ring, ring, ring. Wow, nice ringtone.
I can barely hear somebody singing.
It's Joanna's phone.
Hi, this is Joanna.
Hi, Joanna. This is Sierra Doss from the Templeton Show podcast.
Sierra, I am so sorry. I have been trying to get on the call. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting in front of my laptop. I have my core processor here and my cell phone. So I don't know why I'm not able to connect. There's something going on with my Wi-Fi in my apartment, but emails are going through. So I don't
Tell her she's
understand
on.
why I can't pull up the link. I feel so bad that I couldn't participate. I was really looking forward to it.
You are participating.
Oh my goodness. Well, the good thing is that reschedule you. You're definitely not the first person that's had technical difficulties on the show.
Oh, that makes me feel
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was so looking forward to it. So that there was like 6 people on the call, and it would have been so fun to contribute.
Just tell that girl.
You did, dude.
When you responded to my to my email and my headshots, I was so happy that I got a response.
Stop it, Sierra. Just tell her. Tell her now.
Please
you
tell
own
her.
it right now. You own it right now.
Well, I'll have
Oh my God.
I'll have Brandon send you an email.
She has to disconnect.
And make sure that you get on this.
Why don't you just tell her?
Just tell her that we need her to disconnect.
Yeah.
Like why say in the beginning?
Out the window that you're on now, or disconnect from the call.
I thought I did. Is it showing that I'm still on it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Maybe it's my core processor.
Whatever you're holding.
I thought that because the screen is frozen. That's why I can't tell.
Oh.
It's frozen because it's all cracked up because she done beat it.
we gotta edit all this out, I guess. That's fun. That was amazing. That's something you only get when you get to 40 episodes.
Yeah.
How you
All
doing? How you doing, Grandpa?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little dragged out right now, but I'm fine.
Why are you dragged out?
Well, I had I didn't really go to the graduation, but I went to a lunch today and, had to spend time with Linda's family, which was really nice. But I had some issues with my iPad and different issues. Everything went cockeyed this morning. I have one of these watches that you can make calls from, and everything was upside down on it. And my cell phone wouldn't give me navigation that I needed. And I have one of these Garmin navigation units, and it wouldn't bring up the location. It seemed like everything went kind of a little cockeyed today, but then things began to straighten out. So everything.
Yeah, luckily once you got on the podcast, everything went super smoothly. So what can I or we do to help you feel better during the show?
I think you're doing it. You're helping me right now. It's a very uplifting to me to get on with you guys every week.
Oh,
yeah, gives me a motivation. Gives me a lot of motivation.
Great. Yeah. How you feeling, Brandon? I'm sorry, Grandpa. What are you about to say?
I was going to say it's been quite warm here the last couple of days in Philadelphia. I'm sure where you're at, it's also. We've had a lot of high humidity. It's been up in, I guess, the mid 90s. So,
what? That's hotter than here.
Yeah, I think it was more like today. It was probably maybe 94 or something like that. I'm not sure in Philadelphia.
Let me check.
What's it like in Atlanta?
The weather now is 75, so that's shocking.
It probably dropped down here too.
It's in the 90s, yeah.
And how about in New York, where you're at, Phines?
It's really hot. Let me see, 84 right now. The last couple of days has been really hot.
Probably very similar to Philly.
Yeah.
I hope everything's going well on Sierra's end. Looks like an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Over there.
What have you been up to? Oh, never mind.
Well, how you guys doing?
Hey, how's it going, Brandon?
Good.
Or Michael, I'm sorry. Michael and then Brandon. Hello,
yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, Sierra, actually, we're going to get Brandon his own slot to talk about the book. So are you good to pause a bit and then we'll just split you out, Brandon? Okay. Sorry to have you delayed just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. We had we're not rolling right now, but we had a little bit of technical difficulties where somebody's phone was on the show, but they thought it was off, and then that was going off a little bit. So yeah. Sweet. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing well. A little bit of technical difficulties. This is my first time doing something like this, but other than that, it's just exciting to be doing something,
Yeah. Have you on, Brandon, as well. Sierra, when she gets off the phone, we'll pick back up in like just a minute. So start recording and rolling and everything like that.
Yeah. I've heard Brandon's voice. I don't think I've seen Brandon's face before, but now I've seen your face. Michael,
I finally figured out how to work the camera.
Oh, nice. Michael, do you write? You have a book? Do you do anything like that?
No. I want to, though, eventually. I've been like teetering on, I play music a lot, so like I've been teetering on the arts over the past couple of years, but writing's been something I definitely would like to get into, just because, I mean, you can only play video games so much, like it gets gets boring, I gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
Are you guys both gamers or?
Oh yeah, I love PlayStation, all that stuff, but ever since this 2021, I tried to make my New Year's resolution, lay off video games for a while, focus on other hobbies and stuff like that.
And, man, I would hate that. Yeah.
How's it going so far?
Oh, it's going great. Honestly, there's so much more free time. I've gotten a lot better at guitar and just been able to do a lot more stuff. So it's weird to not be doing it because I love it so much.
Yeah. It's like a drug.
I was talking to Phines about this earlier today, but just like setting up goals for yourself where you actually get your creative work done. And we talk about this on the show all the time, but it just is so difficult for me. Like, even if I write down, like, I'm going to work this hour and a half, it's like something always comes up, and then you got to clean this or do that or work on this or something right before the creative endeavor. So, yeah. How are you able to stick to it?
Who are you talking to?
Michael or Brandon? Or...
Yeah. Just quickly, just for guitar, for me, it's just like I'm obsessed with music. So like being able to I went to college for it and studied it for a few years. So once I was able to learn how to compose songs, it's just something that I hear in my. If I don't get it out now, it kind of bothers me. So it's something that I feel like getting rid of the video games helped, because that would curb that feeling I've had for music, and now that's the only thing that I have to focus on. So.
Mm-hmm. What brand of guitar do you have?
Oh, I have a Gibson, but not an expensive one, just like a little $300 one to screw around on.
Mm-hmm. Do you shop at Guitar Center at all?
I've only been. It's like a carnival for a musician. There's so much stuff to do there. The drumming area is a nightmare, though. People go crazy over there.
What sort of music do you play on guitar?
Oh, I love hair metal. Like that's my guilty pleasure.
What kind of metal?
Hair metal, like 80s hair metal, Def Leppard, Kiss, stuff like that. But 70s rock, 60s rock, anything in that area is I love playing it.
Grandpa doesn't know much about hair.
He knows about rock.
You went to school for music, so you obviously read.
No, yeah, I mean not as well as I'd like to, but for the music part of it, it was like just seeing it be laid out on a screen in front of me by my professor. Just it changed the way I thought about it, because there's so much more complexity to it.
Yeah, we're just talking about this with the last guest, but do you think that art or music in particular is a talent or a skill that you can work on and toward?
I would definitely say it's a skill that you could work on, because people are naturally talented at things, but for the skill to be able to acquire, like guitar, I am a testament to that. I'm still amateur, but I've worked every single day for 6 years pretty much, and I had no prior knowledge on a guitar. Like I sounded horrible when I started, and I still screw up now, but compared to what I was, it's a true testament to anybody can pick it up and learn it.
Yeah.
You just got to be willing to do it. You got to be willing to sound bad.
Yeah, I completely second that. I could not draw. Now I can. Just because I did it a bunch.
What type of drawings do you do?
Oh, cartooning.
Nice.
But I know it took a long time to learn, but I was not good at it at first, and it wasn't something that came natural to me. So, but you do it enough, it gets to become a habit.
Michael, are you familiar with the Django All Stars?
The which All Stars? I'm sorry, sir.
The Django. DJAN. The Django.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of that. What's that?
You might want to listen while they're quite top-notch guitarists.
Oh, I definitely gotta do my homework then.
So if you have a bad instrument, like for example, like a really shitty guitar, or I don't know, for me, like I feel like my voice is just not there. Like I've been drilling it for a really long. I love to sing, How long did it take for you for that passion to sort of overtake that? I don't know. You said you're more skill based and talent based or whatever, where you were like, I can do this now. Like I'm calling myself an artist.
Well, for me, it was more of like having to give up on it first to see if I really wanted to do it, because there was a point in time where I just it was like me and my ex-girlfriend were doing whatever we were doing. We were breaking up, and I just lost the drive to play music for a long time. And I was like, you know what, maybe if I prioritize myself, like, you know, get the 4 pillars of, you know, living comfortably, under control, I'll be able to, you know, curb this feeling of whatever it is that's eating inside of me. And then after a while, like, I've realized that not only is the music what I need to do in order to feel like I'm being fulfilled, I guess the way to put it, but at the same time, the experience that I had with her was like, took it away and gave it right back to me at the same time. And it just gave me motivation to want to do something that, I don't know, I just felt like I was boring, you know, like I got my life in order. And then I just, once I still wasn't happy, I was like, it's the music. I can't not do it.
Do you play with a group or band or anything, or just solo?
Yes, sir. Me and my friend Brian, who lived across the street from me 28 years, we've been friends since we were kids. Me and him have been playing guitar for about now together.
Nice. Yeah. Do you have any records or like songs that you like have made?
I have about 5 of them that are almost complete, but I'm still, since it's just me and him with the guitars, like I use the GarageBand app on the MacBook here, but I need a singer, I need a drummer. I can't keep using artificial stuff. Like, I don't know, it just sounds more real when you have everybody come together in the room. So once I have all that, I'll be ready to go.
You write your own stuff, or it's all covers that you're working on, or?
Oh yeah, I'll play covers, but I've over the last year, I went up to Vermont in January for about 3 months to try and like clear my head and, you know, just focus on guitar and work and stuff. And that was when I did most of my writing for music and making advancements on like building songs and stuff. So yeah, covers and writing my own stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. Have you ever been able to output as much when you're doing that normal life stuff, the day to day, and then you have to write? As like, what's your advice if you can't go to a cabin in the woods for 3 months?
Be very disciplined. Very disciplined, because I live in, I don't know where everybody else is from, but I live in New York City, and now that everything's opening back up, it's real easy to get distracted and go out to a bar for a weekend and, you know, spend a bunch of money on nothing. And yeah, it's fun in the moment, but that extra time that you're going to take to practice and write and do whatever, like one day those people who are out there doing that are going to wake up and see you wrote your book, or you finally finished that painting, or did whatever, and it's going to look like it happened overnight, but in reality you took the time to work on it. So just be very disciplined if you're going to be around distractions, because the mountains, there is nothing to do. That was all I had to do.
Do you have a guitar handy and play a couple bars for us?
I do not, actually. I had to come to a friend's house to do this because I don't have a computer, but yeah.
Thanks so much for doing that. We appreciate it. Great.
No problem. I definitely wanted to be a part of this.
Bring the commitment to following the email instructions. Bless you.
Yeah.
When you, if you slip up in that bar weekend, like, I know I feel so guilty. I'm like, oh shit, like I got nothing. Right. How do you get past? How do you get into the groove as Phines apparently has been doing?
That's a hard one. Just because I just did I slipped up and went to the bar this weekend. But the biggest thing is momentum. I've noticed, like, anytime I work like 7 days in a row or 8 days in a row, I'll get a lot of money, and like that momentum is almost like a motivation to keep going. So the same thing with music. If I make progress into a song that I've been like stuck on for about 2 weeks, and just one day things start to click, now all of a sudden I'm motivated to not stop, and the bar seems not so fun. But I also feel sometimes that the bar will give you like motivation, just blow off steam, you know, hang out with friends and whatnot. So it's a double-edged sword. Just got to be careful.
Yeah.
I was talking to my friend yesterday, and she's in her mid-30s, and she was saying, like, she's also a musician. She's extremely talented in writing and stuff, and like teaches guitar, and that's like how she makes her living. So she's like doing it daily, right? But she's like, I haven't released new music since 2018, and like I don't want to, like, she wants to, but she doesn't want to, you know, she just doesn't feel inspired. And I didn't have a good answer for her of like what to do, you know, because I don't know, like if the muse is not there, like she was literally like, who am I? Like, what is my identity? And I was like, damn, like I relate to that, you know?
Yeah. Like I said, with my ex-girlfriend, like the breakup just destroyed music for me, but then like the emotional fallout and whatever just gave me creativity to start writing other stuff. And like at first it was funny, like the evolution of the lyrics would start out like your typical like sappy love story, like whatever, but then over time, like especially with like language, able to switch it up and to switch up the words that you want to say things almost like poetry. So like in a sense I was able to like expand my vocabulary as well as my songwriting. So like I get a 2-for-1 on poetry. So for that, I feel like your friend, like you said, she doesn't have any passion. She doesn't have any do whatever. It's like, it might be time to go back and hit the books on something. Like what is something that you like to do that you've been waiting out on that you want to cross off your bucket list? Because that adrenaline rush or whatever it is that you get from doing something you've been wanting to do for such a long time might spark a new interest in you or a new inspiration to sing anything. It's something new. So I feel like it's maybe just like you said, like she said, who am I? Find out who you are. Go jump out of a plane or something. That might wake you up.
It's weird that it's scary, right? Like it's scary that to do what you just said, and like jumping out of a plane, that's terrifying, but like it feels even scarier, even though it shouldn't, to be like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna buckle down and like write on this piece of paper today, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything Michael says, because I think, yeah, if you something, maybe the art is how you find out who you are. But also, I think it maybe, I don't know if this is what you should do for your mindset. I don't know if this is the best mindset, but instead of change it around, instead of being like, yeah, it's scary to jump out of a plane, but it's scary to never have jump out of a plane, you know, or to be like in the other sense of like, if we're talking about the pen and paper, it's like, yeah, it's very scary to write and put yourself out there, but I bet the regret you live with later in your life is going to be just as, you know, shitty.
You know, there's an important time that I feel like every creative person reaches, where you have to sit down, open up the internet, and just start streaming Hilary Duff's Why Not? Okay? And Grandpa Bart, you've missed that. You missed this, okay, in pop culture. Right. But I just had this moment with my mom because we were working on stuff and she was all in her head. And I was like, listen, I'm going to put you on something, Mom. And I took Spotify and we were in the car and I just started blaring Hilary Duff. And she was like, you can't play music like that while I'm driving through the streets. People are going to talk about us. And I was like, just listen, okay? And then you hear the hook, okay? The and then you go and you hear, she's this is important, okay? This is important. She goes, you always dress in yellow when you want to dress in gold. Instead of doing what you like, you do just what you're told. Okay? There's important messaging in there. That's important. Okay. You've got to value, you've got to put a value on yourself and the things you want. And you have to value it highly, because if you don't, you're never going to find an excuse that validates you spending time on yourself or spending time on the things you want.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you just created a monster, because now Grandpa's going to drive down the street of Philly blasting Hilary Duff.
He should. If you miss the moment, you may miss a lot. So why not? Why not? Important. Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's so nice to see your face.
I know.
Yeah. So exciting.
Yeah. This is a perfect time. We're hitting 7:45. But any last thoughts, Michael, before we transition to Brandon?
No, this was pretty fun. And honestly, I was surprised by the video quality. Everybody is in their respective domain right now. We're all we're all doing our own thing. So thank you for having me on. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you so much
loved
for
having
coming.
you.
Check out the Django Reinhardt.
Django Reinhardt.
The Django Reinhardt and the Django All Stars.
I forgot to do this with Chandler, but we're gonna put everybody's info, everything in the show notes, Michael. So if you have any socials or music that you want to share to our listeners.
Awesome. Is there being like an email or anything?
Yeah. Email us and then say it right now if you want to. If you have any handles or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, nothing's ready, but I mean,
No problem. Yeah.
When
it's time. And then I'd love to have you on for a longer spot another time if you're down.
Awesome.
So
thank you. I'll be in touch.
Thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Brandon.
Hi.
I swore we wouldn't put you on with another person today, but hopefully we get like a good 20 to promote your book. So thank you so much for coming back on.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man. What do you think about all that creativity stuff?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that he said he went through. It was like I had to give up on writing for a while because it was like I didn't think I was gonna do it, and then I just had to just keep eating my back away. Like, hey, you have this like half finished book just sitting in your file on your computer. Why don't you finish it? And so one day I just had to keep buckling down and like actually finish it and put it out there.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like most people just don't though. Like I tell me if I'm wrong, Grandpa, but I feel like a lot of older people have half-finished books that never get completed.
I think you're right. I think young and old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good on you for doing it. It's amazing.
I started to write a book many years ago and just never finished it.
Yeah. What else created, like, did you have to do it every day, or how long did it take you to finish the book? How long, like your work schedule? Like, did you have a set schedule for yourself to write, or a system or a discipline at all?
I tried that several times, but it was like, no, it was like, if I ever try to set a schedule, I will just end up breaking it. So I was like, it's just wait till I was like, I feel like I don't force myself to write, or else, because I know it's like the quality of my writing goes down if I sit down and like try to force myself to put my fingers to the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I have like writer's block or anything, I'm not writing. It was like I'm waiting till like something comes to me, and then it eventually does. And it's like I feel much better about the quality of my writing when I do that as well. So I don't really set a schedule. It's just like, sometimes like I feel like writing. I'm more like spontaneous like that.
Mm-hmm.
What inspires you to write when you're not in those lulls?
I mean, just like I just have like that spark of creativity, or if I if I get a good idea what I want to do with a plot line, or something just comes to me.
Cool. Can we specifically, for listeners that are hearing you for the first time this episode, can you tell us name of your book, background on yourself?
The book is called The Royal Rescue, The Royal Adventures Book 1. It is a high fantasy novel for people who've like never heard of it. I always tell people like take the Lord of the Rings and you cross it with the old Nickelodeon show Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the base and you got the basic like gist of like because it's building a whole story. Mm-hmm. And so basically, it's like that a high fantasy like coming of age tale, and then it's like I'm almost finished with the second book, on this sequel. So and it's gonna get like more complicated and just like more like complex and like a higher fantasy like whole world that I'm building.
Nice.
How many pages would you say you write a day?
Pages, 3 to 4. And that's when I'm not in that lull.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
So is your next step to find a publisher? publish the book, or is it already published?
So the first one is already published, and then because I kind of went through like a semi self-publishing company, and I guess it seemed right at the time. But I was like, I think the next one I'm probably just gonna do everything myself and do it through like Amazon KDP. Because I actually at first I didn't know anything, but now that I know like writing and editing and stuff, I can sit down and do that research out there, and it's all completely free.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Who's the lead character in your adventure?
It's a character named Max. He's 16 in the story.
Cool.
Is there any backstory or anything you can give us?
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
So the backstory is he he's living in a normal a rural village on the outskirts of a major city. He thinks he's all normal, and then something had a major event happens, and he realizes he's anything but. He has a really vast important role to play. I guess I can tell you because there's a basically a thing I tried to keep secret, but the first book reviewer, I person who reviewed it, kind of let the cat out of the bag. So it turns out he's the actual the prince of this supernatural race, and his mother is actually the queen and stuff, and so he has to go out and do his duties, so he's not normal.
Mm.
Do you with the character, is there any autobiography things in the book? Anything that you that you relate to in the book, and your age, your story of age, you're coming to tales? Whatever.
So I don't think I made it any other similarities or anything between me or so, because I just created this character that I thought would sound cool. I did get the idea of writing from the perspective of royalty, because in all other movies and TV shows, you see royalty depicted but never as the main character.
Hmm.
So or it's either someone they meet the king or a prince, but it's never the book is written from Max's perspective. It's first person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally from his perspective, and it and especially in the second book, it's going to dive deep into what actually goes on. It's not someone who just sits on a throne, They actually have to rule and stuff, and he deals with and part of the book is not just high action. It's also okay, this is what I have to do. I have to lead an entire race of people.
Right.
Got you. Grandpa?
To develop your characters, are they from experiences you have in life with living people?
So, not consciously. Because I actually maybe kind of took events to avoid that, because I had several people don't make a character about me or anything like that. So it caused me to consciously try to avoid that. It's in the book. I think if people suddenly they sound like them too, but it's just more I've just been to have that creative. I just literally just created a character personalities just based from pop culture and stuff like that, things at the time.
What would you say is your favorite part of the book, or your favorite part of putting this together, or something that you're proud of with the book?
And I guess I'm proud of is when I was I finished a certain chapter, a part, or if I get an idea to more complicate the storyline more. It's because it's not super straightforward, which is I'm really stoked about where I'm taking the stories and something the sequel can be coming out. So with the first book is basically just an introduction to the world and into Max as the character, and then more is just gonna really suck everyone in.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Least favorite part, or any mistakes where you're fuck, if I could go back?
Reading the book after it's published and realizing certain mistakes, I don't know, why didn't I fix that? Or
anything specific that jumps to your mind right away, or you don't want to spoil it for listeners?
I mean, it's like there's only like things because that's the thing about the whole Prince thing is like I never told anyone because I wanted to find out like readers to find out with him because for that shock value. But as I said, that the cat got out of the bag with the first book reviewer because like she did a synopsis of the book and like told everyone, and I was like, I wish she hadn't done that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That must be, especially with a book, like the breadth of work that you have to do to have someone review it in like a single review must be like terrifying, no?
So it was that single review. It was like it was like an older positive review, and so I've noticed like just like it's their opinion and stuff, and so it wasn't like I had no issues with their opinion, because that's theirs. It's my only issue with it was her she did like a synopsis of it, and like it gave more details than I would have liked, because basically I think it just ruins that shock factor. Because one of the things in her opinion, she doesn't like it doesn't dive more into like the feelings of the characters, and so it was like that. The reason I did that is like to let you feel that into like how the character would be like feeling themselves, and like because you would find out things along with him, and then so I do dive more into that on the sequels.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Do you get ideas from other, let's say, fiction writers?
So yeah, I was like I do thing from the whole like first person. I think that was inspired by Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson. If you guys aren't familiar with him, and then I'm experimenting with other writing styles. Like in the second book, experimenting with there's a couple of chapters where the plot line is like juggled. It's like from two different it's from other characters' perspectives. And I got that from John Flanagan, author of Ranger's Apprentice. If anyone, really good series. If anyone likes to read. So yeah, I do read because that's what basically everyone who says they want to write. I was like, it's just like read first, like find something you like to read, and then just like find that opens you up to like different writing styles and find something you like and then just do it.
So the whole first book is first person with one character, and then you're switching it up for the second one?
So the second book is still like all first person, mainly from the same character. There's just 2 chapters in there because I just want to do like a small experiment to see how it works. And like and if it works and like it flows well, then I might do more in the subsequent books.
Got you.
Because I just wanted to develop more than just that one.
Right.
How many are you trying to write for this series?
This series, I'm projecting about 4.
Wow. It's amazing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you get to the end of this book, you can't tell if those chapters are going to work until you reread the thing, or?
So yeah, that's definitely like something I'm gonna do this time around is definitely spend a lot more time in the editing process and like making sure everything's flowing. It's something that I wish I had done. Like probably what I'm end up doing is to because I'm gonna switch everything over probably from the first book's original publisher to like the Amazon KDP, so it will be like a second edition coming out for the first one, just to keep it available because there are some issues with that. As with the first book, and then so I'm just to combine everything just to keep it out there and get to the first book to where I'm much more happy with it.
So can you read us a few lines of your book?
I can read you the prologue here. I'll be right back. I gotta go get the book.
I'm just curious because I'm not well read other than in technical things, and
let me go get it. I'll be right back.
I don't really have an understanding of what your style is.
It's a good idea, Grandpa. So Sierra, what happened on that phone call? That was a long time.
I don't know why she thought that we had stopped recording. She thought
Did you tell her that we had kept recording?
I called her not until the end of the phone call did she ask how did the whole thing go? And I'm like, well, it's still going.
Great.
I feel
Amazing.
bad now because she seemed pretty nice on the phone.
Yeah, she had a really good phone voice in comparison to.
But all we have is her swearing.
Yeah. You got it, Brandon?
Yes, I do. Here's the cover for anyone who can. I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to see the cameras on there.
Bring it closer a little bit if you don't mind.
Delightful.
Nice looking cover.
Yeah, I designed the cover myself. It was I basically took a couple images off the public domain, and then I just played around with the photo editor for about a couple hours and just came up with it.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's
really
doing it. That's so cool.
Without hearing
So I guess the couple things about the book. The first thing is I start with a quote from a person that I just felt the book. It's called It says, "Our imagination flies. We are its shadow on the earth." And it's a quote by Vladimir Nabokov. So, and then I guess I'll start reading the prologue. And so there's a lot of terms that I literally just created, so they might not make sense. But here it is. For ages, the land of Galaphonasia has enjoyed a time of peace. Its people all lived during the time of what was known as the Golden Age of prosperity. Trade routes remained safe, and trade flowed freely between the races. However, no amount of peace can last forever. The clouds of war are brewing. The shamans grow restless, angered at being forced to stay in their own territory. Their hunger for battle has reached the point of insatiable. What's more is that the necromancers and the dark elves have feuded for centuries. Now, in the prolonged era of peace, tension between the races grow ever more strained. War is upon the people of Galaphonasia, and the other races are doing nothing about it. They refuse to believe that the prolonged era of peace is coming to an end. However, war is coming, whether they like it or not. In all these dark times, there is one spot of light. There is a boy living in a small village. He is a special boy, though he doesn't know it yet. For now, he sleeps, but that will soon change. The boy's life is about to become worlds different. His name is Maximus, and his story begins now.
Like an interesting plot.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. Do you know Sword of Shannara?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
It's a Lord of the Rings contemporary. I've never read Lord of the Rings, but I've read Sword of Shannara, and it's.
That's the thing. I've never read the Lord of the Rings either, so I've seen the movies. I've never just I'm just never had the drive to go out and get the books, and I've seen the movie so many times. It's
I'm obsessed with fantasy stories and elves and all that kind of stuff. So I actually. That's
So I was I don't mention it in the prologue, but what Max is, he leads the race of called the Magi. That's
awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Magic.
Sort of, but no. I have a really interesting spin on on magic in this. Basically, instead of in all the other books, like Harry Potter's magic, it was something that was used. But in this storyline, magic is its own wild and untamable force. And that's how it started. And then it started as it becomes it's what governs the world, and it's this governing being. And I got that idea is because all the magic and all the other stories, magic could do so many things and whatever. And I was why is it being controlled? If it had so much potential, what if it was its own thing? And that's where I got that idea from.
Nice.
Amazing, man. So where can people currently get the first book? Still with that first publisher?
I believe so, yes. It's still on the first publisher. It's called Outskirts Press. I believe you go on their website and see if it is. And then I think there's a couple copies available on Amazon. There's also individual sellers. I've heard some people getting them on eBay and stuff like that, resellers. So there's other places to find it.
Amazing. What's it?
May of 2019.
May, so it's been out for a minute.
Yeah, it's been out for a minute. Yeah, it's been over 2 years, and I'm just on the verge of releasing the second one. So I've got it done faster. It took me 4 years to write the first one. It's only just over 2 years to write the second one. So
wonderful.
Getting better.
Yeah.
Nice. Better than George R.R. Martin. So
yeah.
Yeah. Sweet, man. We'll definitely have all your links in the show notes and stuff. And then do you want to say socials or anything like that?
Yeah, my socials, I think, let me see, because I changed them. My Twitter, is BTemp Comedy, because I know I'm also a stand-up comedian, so socials is more focused on that.
Got you.
And then, so BTemp Comedy for Twitter, and then BTemp Entertainment for Instagram.
Awesome. Yeah. Any last thoughts, questions, things you want to talk about?
No, I'm glad I got to talk more about the book, because I've been so focused on the second one that it's nice to actually go back and talk about the origins more.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know any more about the plot because I do want to get this book and read through, but yeah, I'm trying to think. The second book, could you give a little synopsis of what's to come, I guess?
So the second book is more basically he goes through and he finds the enemies of identified in the first book. Basically he's going and kind of tries to wrap that war up. And then the first thing is also it starts basically he goes to the capital and does his official prince duties, and then he goes to war.
Gotcha.
In the second book, yeah.
What's the thing that you most want to get told after someone reads the book?
I mean that they liked it. I guess because I always ask people what they think, but it's don't be, if you didn't like it, don't be afraid to tell me. Because the best thing is what you like to see, because then I can definitely take that into the subsequent books.
Yeah.
Because a writer who can't take it, even any kind of criticism, is why are you writing?
Yeah.
So Brandon, how are your typing skills?
They're pretty erratic. I don't people. I had all my teachers try to teach me, only the home row typing and keyboard, and I hated that. And so I guess it's always the hunt and peck, but it's it's not as slow as the school classes make it out. It's not like that chicken thing. I write semi fast, but it's just not in that official type. It's I just find a key and hit it.
Yeah, I've known people that just used 2 index fingers and they were very fast.
I use a multiple of all my fingers. It's just there's just no rhyme or reason between it. It's just whichever one's closest to the key I need.
That's funny. I like that. We have our last guest for today in the waiting room, but thank you so much, Brandon.
So glad we got you on for at least a portion of your own time, because after we talked about it last time, I think with Les, right? He was on with you.
Yeah.
I was we need a proper plug for you and get you back on. Mm-hmm. So I'm very grateful that you came back.
Yeah. Yeah. If any of you guys have trouble finding it, just you guys know my email, just so I'll try to help you guys get a copy.
Awesome. I'm gonna get a copy.
Thank you.
It's a promise.
Okay, yeah. All right, guys, good talking to you.
All right, you too. Have a great night.
You too.
Enjoyed listening to you, Brandon. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
How we doing, team?
Narissa.
What's up? Hey, guys.
How have you been? Yeah.
I've been here trying not to melt in this heat, because this heat is ridiculous and I have no AC. So,
oh no,
yeah, girl.
Where are you right now?
I'm at home in Jersey.
Jersey, got you.
Where's your AC? Who did this to you?
She said, "Who did this to me, girl?" This my apartment never had AC. Never. So I'm looking into getting like the portable ACs, but right now I have like the big industrial fan.
Okay.
And then 3 tower fans, and then the heater that has like the fan components, and then trying to keep whatever windows that I can open, and they don't even open all the way. It's like maybe halfway. So yeah.
Got some ice packs and
probably healthier than air conditioning.
I don't know. Yeah.
But right now my big fan is in use because my I have like the old school washer dryer combo where you like wash it, then spin dry, then put fresh water to rinse, then spin dry. Well, the spin dryer decided it didn't want to spin anymore, so now I have to use the big fan as like my dryer when they heat.
Yeah.
Multitask.
Fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Getting your answer to the first question a little bit better, getting a full picture.
Yeah, it's gotta drive before it gets dark. Yes. Nasty.
Yeah. The portable ones are crazy how well they work, actually. Like, all my New York City apartments were awful, but I had a little window at least. So putting that in was like, oh God, I could not sleep when it was hot at all.
Yeah. So my roommate just got a portable air conditioner for his room. I just turned
Isn't it
fans
wonderful?
on. Yeah, I kind of just turn fans on. I always just suffer through my summers usually. I mean, if I got AC, I'll get it, but usually I'm so cheap and lazy that
there's a lot of them on Craigslist for some reason. A lot of free ones.
Because people got to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do once you want to throw your AC out? Like, put it on the sidewalk so you can pick it up.
Actually, like, I think you can do a pickup. You just have to like check wherever you live, like if it's something that you can put on the side of the street, or if they have to like schedule.
Yeah, but I'm saying some people go to the free Craigslist page and then you just pick theirs up and there we go. You
Don't ever answer a free Craigslist.
I've done it.
Do me a favor and just never do that.
Bad experience?
No, because I don't answer Craigslist.
I've gotten the craziest shit on Craigslist. I got like I thought I was gonna buy like a little what was it? It was a computer monitor. I thought I was gonna get one for $20, and it was like a model that was much more expensive. And then the dude came, and it was a flat screen TV that was the size, like twice the size of my table. So
wow.
And I was like, why did you drive all the way up from like downtown Manhattan to me? Yeah, it's crazy.
But flat screen TV, monitor.
Yeah. I could still like hook it up, but
some people live large, okay?
Yeah.
The finer things.
The finer things in life.
Maybe they're just like really rich and they were just like, they don't know what a monitor really is. They only know giant TVs. They just have a 3-screen setup of just like 40-inch TVs.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
I don't know.
To give you, Grandpa, can you give us a recap of the episode so far for Nurse?
Yeah, what's the topic tonight?
You know you're trying to trick me.
just a brief synopsis of all the moments we've had.
Well, we talked with a writer.
Okay.
His new book that he's just recently had published. And he's writing another book. And prior to that, we had another lady that we couldn't get on with at all. We had all kinds of technical difficulties. We had a young gentleman who was a guitarist. Seemed very modest because he went to music school. You don't go to music school unless you're a serious musician.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's all I can remember. He didn't remember the rest of it.
Yeah, I think we touched on skill versus talent, right? So like getting through writer's block a lot. That sort of passion of like, how do you get out of your rut and just like sit down and create? Yeah, you got thoughts on that?
I do. It's taking me back because as a dancer, sometimes you get into ruts and then it's either You push yourself to the point where you get like I call them a semi-injury, aka you might break a nail, crack some skin, get a rug burn, get a floor burn, whatever the case may be, but not seriously injure yourself. And then you just get frustrated in the process, but then something happens and like light bulb, oh, why was I doing all of this? It's this simple, but you got to trust the process and love the process.
Yeah.
So what is like a dancing route? Look, you just not dance, or is it just that frustration of like you said, with the little mini injury?
Dancing ruts, at least for me, it's like you see the choreography in your head, but you're trying to figure out how do I explain what I see in my head to get it to be portrayed outside of my head.
Okay.
And how to, because every dancer learns differently, whether it's technique or what they're trained in, the different steps and everything, that is the same. That's the one thing that never changes, but how the processing is what drives people crazy.
I asked the previous guest same question. Let me ask you, as a professional dancer, let's say you have a new routine. How long does it take you to become proficient
at the new routine itself?
Yeah, in other words, suddenly you're doing ballet and now you have to do tap dance or modern jazz, whatever it is, a routine that you haven't done before. How much time or how much time does it take?
To learn it. Everybody, like I said, everybody's different, but the goal is that you are so well versed in knowing or picking up choreography quickly that if they were to give you a good 8 to 16 count, do it once or twice, couple times, maybe give you 5 minutes, 10 minutes by yourself, and then you kind of just have to get in where you fit in and jump in. So the time frame, depending on the scenario, can range from as simple as 5 to 10 minutes to maybe a half hour, depending on the situation.
When you see a group, and let's say there's a leader, is the leader necessarily a better dancer than the other people in the group?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. There's a lot of behind the scenes politics, which you find in any sport, anything like that. So it could be the person who was in charge of the group gave a spot to their friend because it's their friend or something like that. They may not necessarily be the best dancer, but at the end of the day, they have that position and they hold that title. So we, as the other dancers, have to give that titled person the same authority and the same respect, even if they don't have the same level of dance.
That's what I was. I mean, is somebody like, I'm sure you are, Gene Kelly or people like that, did they have any special skill or?
I think their special skills have to be internal with whatever situations they were going through that allowed them to push themselves to get to where they need to be. If I'm not mistaken, I think Gene was one of my teachers at one point. I think so, if I remember correctly. But they always talk about that you have.
Kelly was one of your instructors?
If it's the same Gene talking about, it has to be. It has to be tap. Yeah.
I know Sammy Davis was a pretty good dancer. Michael
Some
Jackson,
people have the natural skill too.
Like Michael Jackson, was he a better dancer than the others that stayed?
Well, given the fact that Michael Jackson just had that internal rhythm that we didn't know where it came from, it was his, besides the whole Daddy Joe situations and all types of stuff, but he literally just had that internal, like nobody knew where he got it from. And I guess the music just spoke to him and he just did what his body, Because as far as I know, he had no classical training, didn't go to school for it. It just happened within him. Wow. And some people have that skill.
Some people, there are people that have like an innate ability in their gene.
Yeah, there's for example, there is a composer, a musician from back home in Trinidad, and he's very proficient in steel pan. And the great thing about him is that he never learned how to read music.
Wow.
But he can, and he can just play by ear. And for him, I've actually was able to work with him while I was in school, and he came and did like a piece for us that we had to learn. And he couldn't tell you what was A from C, from G sharp. He would just sing the melody and we had to figure it out. And then he'd be like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. This is the rhythm. And we just looked at him like,
how are you doing this?
Yeah.
I don't think Jimi Hendrix could read it either.
One day of his life, he could play almost every instrument well, dance, sing, do magic, comedy, acting, did it all.
Elton John too. Elton John was playing by ear. When he went to the music school, she asked him, why did you stop? He said, that's as far as you got to.
Who's the worst dancer you've ever seen in your life?
Oh gosh.
I honestly don't think that there are bad dancers.
You've never seen me?
Never.
No, I don't think there's bad dancers. I think it's just that everybody has a different metronome, and that's your rhythm. People might understand your rhythm, like people who are afraid to dance in public because you're like, I got no rhythm. No, you do have a rhythm. Your rhythm is just different than that person's rhythm. They might be on beat, your rhythm is off beat. Their rhythm is upbeat, your rhythm is downbeat. It's okay. It's just a different rhythm.
It's a very positive way of looking at it.
It's true though. It's true.
And I'm dancing just fine. You're just not hearing the song that I'm dancing to, okay?
Exactly. You're hearing the undertones that I can't pick up.
I got the micro AirPods in, okay? I'm jamming over here. Mind your business. Just let me do my
silent dance party.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's funny.
How are you doing, Phines?
Narissa, do you have a favorite type of dancing that you enjoy doing?
Ooh, I would say tap, honestly, because it was something I had to learn and it was something new I never tried. So all of the difficulties doing flap changes, ball changes, everything like that. The rut thing, I got stuck and I was like, oh, I can't get this. And then another part of me was like, you're going to get this, just keep going. Because I grew up doing modern jazz. I did ballet, started ballet at 16. And yeah, I really didn't like ballet. I'm not a ballet type of person, but my teachers told me at some point in time you'll respect ballet, and honest to God, I do. It's the foundation to everything.
Man, it's hard to be on your toes.
It is. I haven't done point because I was told I have weak ankles, and I kind of do. So I was like, okay, if I'm not meant to do point, it's okay. I don't have to do point. I can still do my chaîné turns, my relevés, my échappés, my dégagés, my tendus, everything. I can do all of that. I don't have to go on point. Let Misty Copeland do that.
I see today a lot of these dancers, they do almost like what I would call gymnastics. They do splits and they do things that I wouldn't think a dancer now is that necessary. They pick people that are capable of doing those things.
The splits and stuff, It just comes naturally with the stretching because ballet is all about lines, whereas something like Graham technique is more so about shape and curves. Horton is about straight lines. So with ballet and doing the splits, it's all about elongation and how far and how tall you can appear to be, because based on how the theaters are constructed and they're made, they go from low to high. So they're telling you as choreographers, wherever you stretch to or however you place yourself, you have to reach the person in the top back wherever. So that's why they still do like practice their splits and stretches and whatnot. It does look weird because sometimes their foot you think is going to be straight, but it's actually like hyperextended knee, curved calf, and then the toe goes like this, and it just looks like a nice S curve.
I don't know whether you guys have seen Megan Trainor's It's the Bass, just the bass, that song. It's all about the bass.
Oh, yeah.
You know I'm all about that bass.
That guy must weigh 350 pounds. And he does
the splits?
Yeah.
Video.
That's Eric Kavanaugh.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean, he's not a little guy.
He's
Now he can do splits.
he does splits, jumps, turns, in heels too. Like he will have you looking at your life as a female, and you're like, I should be able to do that. Like he's doing it in higher heels than me. Like
I would like to be a dancer, and I spent many years going to singles dances, and everybody does the line dance. I couldn't figure it out after 6 or 7 years. I still couldn't.
I just heard singles dance. I'm like, Grandpa, where you going?
Yeah, what is the singles dance, Grandpa? We don't have those.
Where you go to meet girls and dance.
Really?
Grandpa,
That's pretty cool.
Are you Raven?
Basically what that is.
You have the raves?
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
You go on a raves, Grandpa Bart?
Raves. Taking.
Sounds like a rave to me.
Have you done Molly?
Rave. I have a hearing problem in the volume.
No, it's hard to hear right now.
Particularly low volume today. I have to find out why.
Yeah, you gotta go examine that.
I don't hear S's. I hear the words, and I don't hear S's for certain sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta get that checked out.
Have you been to a rave, Grandpa?
Rave. Oh, okay. That's why I don't know what the word means. I know what the word rave about, but I don't know what a rave.
Nah, a rave is like a sick party in a big, giant, dark warehouse
with glow sticks,
where everyone's wearing glow sticks and earrings and doing drugs on the side.
Sounds like a singles dance to me.
Sounds like a singles dance.
Yeah.
These are kind of a little more.
Do you have to wear like a suit to the singles dance?
Some of them do. You have to wear.
So like a cotillion.
What's a cotillion?
Cotillion's like, isn't it like a junior dance ceremony?
It's like a formal dance.
Formal thing, yeah.
Because you have to prepare for cotillion, and you can't just show up.
See, well, no, we had cotillions in college that sounded like grandpa's single dances, where we had to like put on like nice dresses, and the guys wear their suits and stuff. But it wasn't like a cotillion, like Southern cotillion coming out, present the girls type of thing.
Okay.
But our cotillions in college, because I learned about it when I went to college, was almost rave-esque.
Oh.
Okay. Because I think up to my junior year, they made it mandatory to have garbage bags on the buses that took us to cotillion.
Wow.
Because people was at the end of cotillion puking their guts out. And that's why my senior year when I had a car, I said, I am driving to cotillion.
Yeah, no, what?
Funny.
Not bus vomit. What?
I thought you were alluding to. I wasn't sure.
No.
That's why I sat in the front, and then the crazy drunk head sat in the back.
No.
And we always got memorabilia for the cotillion. So whatever the theme was, it was a glass from whatever the time period was, and with the cotillion, the dates and stuff like that. Before people got back to their dorms, they were still puking, still throwing up, and then they broke their glasses, but then they were too drunk to remember they broke their glasses.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
I still have all my glasses. I'm good.
right. That's interesting, though. Never
Well, I've
heard
noticed
something
that
like that.
dancers seem to have the most attractive figures.
Depends on the dancer.
Anyhow.
Yeah. What type of dancer has not an attractive or doesn't? What type of?
It depends on the. Okay, I'm putting this. It depends on the dancer. It depends on the person who's looking and what they like and what they prefer, because dancers range from the skinniest of the skinny to the plush of the plush.
That's true.
Because I would say this, in auditions, they already judge you based on look. They're not judging on talent. They're just like, okay, that person's like of a bigger size. Can they do X, Y, Z? Then you have the skinny stick figure girls looking at you like, what are they doing here? Can they do whatever the case may be? And it's not until you actually get people on the floor and you see where everybody's skill set is, the plus size girl might beat out the skinny girl, might do more tricks, might have more technique, and they will still go based on look.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what you like.
So true in acting too. They're like, oh, you gotta be this before you have the opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Grandpa, we got to wrap up. But do you have any crazy memories from the singles dances? Any garbage bags?
I met a few different girlfriends in my, years ago. I, had relationships with them.
Dario, is that how you met Dario?
Pardon?
Is that how you met Dario?
No, I met Dario in college with students at Penn State.
In class or something like that?
No, I was introduced to her by a friend of mine.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. No crazy single dance stories today.
But we know that they are successful.
They are, yeah.
Listen, what I was just about to say, what I got from this was Grandpa was a player. Grandpa got the ladies, okay?
Grandpa Bart was a rolling stone, okay? He traveled from near and far, deserts and tundras, state to state, at least the whole continental U.S.
It's better to have stuck with one person.
Different life experiences. It's okay.
Yeah.
You learn, right, Grandpa?
Exactly.
Some people
pass on the advice to our listeners, and I guess that's our show. Any last thoughts, Narissa?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be here. I miss you guys, and keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you guys, hearts, and I still gotta send you the recipes.
We're doing it.
Brandon all the recipes.
We're doing it. Yeah. Finest last thoughts.
I'm inspired. What a good talking to all these creative people and their creative endeavors and how they do it.
Yeah, dude. We had so many highly talented creative people on today. And Joanna.
Don't get on Joanna. We're gonna have we're gonna schedule Joanna and True on the same show.
I invited True back today, and she didn't respond, I don't think. But
you may not know what time it is, but that's fine.
I have
Narissa has no idea what we're talking about.
We'll explain it in a second. But
it's a vibe.
Thank you guys for coming, and thank y'all for listening. Hit up our Patreon. We have a Patreon. We have what are our tiers? 1, 5, and 10 or something?
5, 10, and 20. We just released the Patreon, so please, if you like the show, there will be extra content on there.
And it helps support us and
Please, yeah.
keep things running so that we can continue to do the show and hopefully in the future get some extra features going on, you know, do some live shows, do some contests, just have a good old time. Up our equipment, maybe no more technical difficulties. Please join the picture.
We've been through so many technical difficulties. Oh my gosh.
Watch this episode next week, Narissa. Watch this episode. Just watch this episode.
It'll look flawless. Grandpa, any last thoughts?
Well, I enjoyed the interview with Marissa. You're a nice, upbeat lady, and makes me feel good.
I appreciate you. Listen, I love y'all, but I come for Grandpa.
I'm just here for Rosie.
Yeah, for real.
I'm here for
Sierra, anything else or?
Yeah, guys, follow our Patreon. We're on Instagram now, and we're still on Twitter. Follow the Twitter, guys. I'm trying really hard on Twitter. I'm not trying that hard, but if we had more followers, I would try really hard for our Twitter, okay? Support the show.
About to go follow.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Grandpa and Chill. Grandpa, I love you. That is our show.
Nice evening. Good night.
Podcasting with Grandpa Bart and Rosie, always on his shoulder. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Grandpa and Chill is brought to you by your hosts, Brandon Fox, Bart Frank, and Phines Jackson. Our producer is Sierra Doss. You can find episodes old and new on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch the show, and follow us on Twitter for behind-the-scenes moments you can't get anywhere else.